Hello! Have you ever wondered how to tell incredible stories in English that help you grow as a person? Well, today in this new English lesson at Edutin Academy, you'll learn how to do it using non-defining relative clauses. As a B1 speaker, you are now going to be able to tell more intricate stories, to talk about past experiences or stories that you find fascinating. And to be able to do this, you are going to need non-defining relative clauses. Similar to defining relative clauses, they help us offer details to our stories with a little twist. For today's class, we are going to listen to someone talking about a story that is inspiring. Let's see an example and try to answer the following question. What is the moral of the student's story?
So, do you remember your homework? Who can tell us a story that inspires them?
Oh, I do. So I once heard this man, who was a motivational speaker, talking about his experience as a fireman. He said that, when working as a volunteer, he wanted to be a hero and do big things. However, on one of his first missions, which was to help put down the fire at a house, he was asked to go into the house and bring the owner of the house a pair of shoes she could wear.
A pair of shoes.
At 7 p.m., when he arrived at the fire, his friends had already done most of the work, but he was asked to get these shoes for the poor lady who was scared outside. And he did. He felt that was not important, but turns out bringing these pairs of shoes was just what the lady needed. He said he felt really humble because people in need may be helped even in such a small way, which was the complete opposite to what he first thought a hero had to do. All small actions matter.
That's actually very inspiring.
Let's answer the question. What's the moral of the student's story? A. Small actions matter. B. Everyone can be a hero. C. Firemen are heroes. D. A hero makes big actions. The small actions matter. The correct answer is A. The main difference between relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses is that while relative clauses give us information about the person or thing mentioned, non-defining relative clauses give us extra information about someone or something. So a non-defining relative isn't essential for understanding who or what we are talking about. Non-defining relative clauses. To give extra information about a noun, you can use the non-defining relative clause immediately after the person, thing, or place. When using this type of clause, you need to remember to always separate a non-defining relative clause from the main clause with a comma. Who is used for people, for example. So I once heard this man, who was a motivational speaker, talking about his experience as a fireman. Whose is used for possessions and relationships, for example. The poor woman whose house just burned just wanted a pair of shoes. Which is used for objects, for example. He said he felt really humble because people in need may be helped, even in such a small way, which was the complete opposite to what the first thought of a hero had to do. When is used for time, for example. At 7 p.m., when he arrived at the fire, his friends had already done most of the work. Where is used for place, for example. The house where the fire started was mostly saved by the firefighters. But be careful, avoid using that in a non-defining relative clause. So what about sharing in our community learning and inspiring story? I invite you to think about a story that inspires you by giving us extra details using non-defining relative clauses. Use our comment section to share your story and then give a comment to the story of at least 2 of your partners. Participate as much as you can. Interaction is the key to a successful second language learning. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.
¿Te ha gustado este video? Te invito a continuar tu aprendizaje ingresando a edutin.com, donde encontrarás más de 6.000 cursos gratis y con certificado. Además, podrás interactuar con personas de todo el mundo. Ingresa ahora o descarga nuestra aplicación móvil.